Good evening from the Scott Waste Arena, where tonight the Premier League visitors are the Workington Comets, and I have with me now a young man who's been giving good backup to his heat leaders this season, and that's John Branney. John, how do you feel about the situation with always being said, more is expected from you?
Well, generally, I think this year I've had quite a few knocks, and unfortunately, at the start of the year I was doing quite well at number 2, and then I went down to reserve, and that was when I had all my knocks. So I've had a little bit of time out injured this season. I've had a few engine problems, but I feel like, I'm now starting to take that step and get back to where I wanted to be, so hopefully I'd like to think there's a lot more to come like.
Do you set yourself a target at the beginning of the season, for an average to finish with, or is that not really realistic?
Yeah, generally I set myself for about a 5 average I would be happy with, and hopefully to be in the main body. The way things worked out, there was 4 of us that ended up on about a 4.5 to 5 average, so that's what sort of mixed things about. But otherwise I'm sort of happy with the way things have gone this season. I know I've still got 2 months left of the season, and I'm hoping I can improve my average and obviously step up to that 5 mark.
Right, now tonight you have a problem because there's lots of riders out injured, and how is that going to affect the team morale, as it were?
It's a bit of an hard one really, because you don't feel like you're riding with your team, because obviously we're not. I think we've got 3 riders missing tonight, which is always a bit of a struggle. Rimmel's out, he's not too well, I think he's got flu or something, and Richard, he's injured, but he's down tonight and he's hoping to be coming back in next couple of weeks. Phil Morris with his shoulder. We've obviously had quite a few problems, but we've stuck together through with who's left, and we'll see how things go tonight.
Yeah, do you think you can keep the score close here tonight?
I'd like to think so, because every time I've been here, I've always been on 10. We got beat, so I'd like this time to try and go a bit closer and give the fans a good match as well.
Right. Any plans for the winter, going to Australia to race or anything like that?
No, probably just going to be looking forward to having a bit of chill out time really. I've been that busy this year because I work as well, so it keeps us busy on both ends.
Well, with that thought in mind, I'll let you get back to your bikes and your preparation. Thanks very much indeed. Thank you.
Well, a very good evening and welcome to another edition of EMTV Rewind. Tonight we start with some more sad news for you. We've been informed of the passing of Andrew Peddy, long-time Edinburgh Monarchs supporter. Started following the team way back in the days of old Meadowbank. Certainly a huge character and one that will be greatly missed, as anyone who shared the supporters bus with him will know. On behalf of the club, I'd like to send condolences and thoughts to all Andy's family and friends, and we dedicate tonight's EMTV Rewind to him. We go back to 2009 and the 4th of September when Workington came calling at Armadale. My name is Liam Rudden.
Yes, and I'm John McGillivray. As we approach the closing weeks of the 2009 season, there was a tight battle going on in the race for the playoffs. We had a backlog of fixtures, and the visit of Workington on the 4th of September was to be the start of a very busy and very successful spell. The signing of Kevin Wolbert was making a big difference to the Monarchs team, and we're just starting to realise how good he was. Comets had some injury problems but were still a threat, and they had a young newcomer named Craig Cook at reserve. The Edinburgh team that night then, at number 1 was Ryan Fisher, and at number 2 Max Dilger, at 3 Kevin Wolbert, and at 4 Matthew Weathers, at 5 Michael Rashkovsky, at 6 Aaron Summer, and at 7 Byron Becker. Liam.
Thanks John, and lining up for Workington on that evening, it was Kevin Dolan at number 1, Trent Leverington at number 2, Thomas Piszczek was number 3, at 4 there was rider replacement for Richard Lawson with Andre Compton at 5, Craig Cook at 6 and John Branney at 7. So without further ado, let's hand over to Mike Hunter in the commentary box.
Weight number 1 of tonight's match on what's sure to be a very difficult track. It's Max Dilger riding from gate 1 for Edinburgh. Gate 2, one of the Workington guests, Trent Leverington. Ryan Fisher's in gate 3 and Kevin Dolan in gate 4. And Fisher's away well, and Dolan's into second at least. Leverington's in big trouble there. He's actually gone off the track. So Dilger's in 3rd spot, and he's gone wildly across the corner. But he's still on. Race not stopped, I think. Probably Leverington feels he was rather harshly treated on that first corner. Meanwhile, at the front, Doolan's pressing Fisher hard. Looks as though Fisher's got a winning advantage now. Another good start for the American, who's been in excellent form round here in recent weeks. He takes a win over the formidable Kevin Doolan, and Dilger comes home a fair bit back, but having eliminated the other rider really on the first bend. Heat 2, Craig Cook, Aaron Summers, John Branney and Byron Becker. That looked a bit of a dodgy start. Summers has got to the front and Branney's chasing, and Byron Becker's come through into third. They can get it turned there, and that's a nice corner by Becker. Pushed his way up inside Branney into second place. Terrific. Now Summers needs to kick on and give Byron Becker some room. Branney, I see, is perhaps the key man in the Workington team. He's a handy reserve and a good trier, and here he comes challenging again on Becker. And Summers, to me, is the key man in the Edinburgh team. Here's Branney again, and he's pinched second spot back again. Becker's gone way out. Wants to make sure he gets that single point. That's a good ride by Branney to get back into second there. But Becker was no passenger either, and Monarchs win the second heat in a row. They'll be quite happy about that. And Aaron Summers hopefully will keep that form going this week. He didn't really last week. Heat 3, Matthew Weathers, Thomas Peach, second Workington guest, Kevin Wolbert and Trent Leverington. In fact, two Comets guests here, and Peach has made the start and he's gone across the turn. Rather ungainly effort by Peach there, and that's let Wolbert come through to take the lead, and Weathers is there as well, and Peach are way out at the fence, being dealt with quite harshly by Weathers. Wolbert again looking impressive on his third home meeting. Peach is the kind of rider who tends to improve as the meeting goes on, once he gets his bearings. Well, there appears to be no stopping Wolbert at the moment. That's a tremendous ride. And a big 5-1 to the Monarchs, with Peach touring at the back. And maybe he wishes he hadn't guested for Workington, but we'll see what he does later. The Monarchs soaring away ahead just now, but there's a long way to go.
Shared 4 apiece in the race. Progressive score number 6 sponsored by David McCallum.
Heat 4, Byron Becker, John Branney, Michael Rajkowski and Andre Compton. Rajkowski's made a good start. Can he keep it going this week? He's got a lead over Compton at the moment. He made the gate in Heat 4 last week and then struggled. Compton out of control there, so's Becker. And that's allowed Branney to come through into second. Both the two riders lifted. Compton's at the back now. Becker in trouble on the outside, is he? Battling hard, and Rajkowski's keeping it going better this week. Slowing up there quite badly. Here comes Becker on an outside charge. Into the last lap. Monarchs looking very determined. Compton's coming back into the picture now. You certainly wouldn't expect Andre to be last in this race. perhaps he won't be. Rakowski gets a great win, and Monarchs take, I think, an unexpected heat advantage in that one, and we're already into TR territory. TR time is Trent Leverington, Kevin Wolbert, Kevin Doolan in the black and white, and Matthew Weathers. And Doolan's not away particularly well. Weathers round the outside and Wolbert are there. What can Doolan do about it? Very formidable rider. Wolbert keeps him behind there. Now Doolan's on the inside of Wolbert and he's gone through. But Matthew Weathers has pulled away quite substantial lead. Wolbert trying to come back. It's putting the pressure on Doolan. Wolbert's right on the tail of Doolan there, my goodness. I think Doolan will get the second, but he's had to work for it. And Weathers scoring a tremendous win there to nullify completely the TR. It's a 4-all, and that was a great effort. It was nearly a 5-1, but Doolan did get through for the second. Great effort by Wolbert to come back, and we're getting some very interesting racing, and the Monarchs still lead by 10. Ryan Fisher, Andre Compton, Max Dilger and Craig Cook. Compton's away well this time. Dilger's got into third spot ahead of Cook, that's important as well. Well, Andre was last in his last one, but of course he's a much better rider than that. And he looks as though he's settled at the front. It's not going to be a great day for passing, I don't think. Craig Cook's putting in a battling effort against Dilger, and he's come through there. So the Comets look like winning this one. Fairly easy win for Compton after he'd made the start, and a good third place for Craig Cook. Knocks 2 points off the Monarchs' advantage, and as I say, there's a long way to go. The lead now 8 points. Heat 7, Thomas Peach, Michael Rakowski, John Branney and Aaron Summers. and Pish is away well this time. Summers round the outside into second, and Rajkowski's third. He'll have to watch John Branney because he's tenacious from the back. Sure, Monarchs would settle for a shared race here if they can get it. Rajkowski very prone to be looking at the man behind him. And Summers has come past Pisha. Didn't even see that happening. Hopefully we've got it on camera. Tremendous ride by Summers. Well, that's what the Monarchs are looking for from their star reserve. Pisha's trying to come back, and he's a good opponent. Into the last lap, Rajkowski just hanging on to third there. Just hanging on. Branney's battling up the inside of him. He's lifted there. Pisha's round the outside in a bold bid to come back. Branney's going to get the third. He has. Rajkowski disappointing there, but what a super ride by Aaron Summers to take a victory over Pish from the back, and that's the kind of form that Monarchs are looking for from the reserve. He's got his engine back this week, and that's his best ride for a wee while. Heat 8, John Branney, Byron Becker, who's done very well so far, Trent Leverington, and Aaron Summers again. Summers coming in here for Max Dilger, and what a good first bend by Byron Becker. He's got himself into second. Here comes Branney pushing his partner out the road. Leverington's back into third again. What can Becker do here? He's left a gap there, but he's fought back superbly well. Terrific effort by Becker there. Can he hang on to this second spot? It would be a big one. Becker fighting like mad. Summers is clear. Much improved. Becker seems to be clear as well if he can avoid errors. There's a wee mistake there, and that's let Leverington get onto his tail. And here comes Leverington up the inside, but it's Becker by half a length. A great effort by the Monarchs pair there. Pushes their lead back up to 12 points, which of course is second TR territory. We'll see what happens in the next one. Heat 9, Andre Compton on gate 1. He's the only Comets race winner so far. Matthew Weathers gate 2, Craig Cook gate 3, and Kevin Wolbert from gate 4. Weathers away like a train, and Wolbert round the outside as well. He's great on that line. Monarchs settle line in front. What can Compton do? He'll try and push his way through. Wolbert rode a superb first bend, a typical outside run that he's shown us in the last couple of weeks. And Weathers is riding brilliantly. I did think they might use a TR in this race, the Comets, but I bet they're glad they didn't. Monarchs pair roar into their last lap. And they look as though they're comfortably clear. Excellent 5-1 by a long way over Andre Compton there, and that must be a bit disheartening for the Comets to see that. Monarchs go 16 points clear. There's still a second TR to come somewhere. Heat 10, John Branney, Max Dilger, Thomas Pish and Ryan Fisher. Fisher and Pish contesting the first bend. Pish wobbles about and Fisher goes ahead. Smoke coming out the back of Fisher's machine. I think he's changed bikes. hoping to keep going for this one. It's an important race, not to let the Comets back into it. Dilger toiling. Fisher doesn't look totally comfortable for some reason, although he has a healthy lead. Good win for Ryan Fisher, just keeps the ball rolling for the Monarchs. Max Dilger really not showing any major signs of improvement, I'm afraid. Monarchs keep that 16-point lead. It's 11, Rajkowski, Doolan, Summers and John Branney comes in to replace Trent Leverington. Summers makes a terrific start and Rajkowski's there as well. Doolan's quickly into second spot. Now what can the Comets do here? Trying to fight from the back. Both are capable. Monarchs lead after one lap. Summers unbeaten so far. Doolan going for an outside line. That's a superb move by Kevin Doolan to get to the front. Class rider. That really was good on a track like this. Perfect move. Monarchs will look to share the race now, and they should do it from here, really. John Branney, a great battler, but he's a long way behind Rajkowski. Comets still have that second TR, of course. Rajkowski's slowing up as he tends to do towards the end of the race, but he gets the point, and Monarchs keep the 16-point advantage. Heat 12, the second TR getting used here with Thomas Peach. It's Kevin Wolbert, Craig Cook, Byron Becker and Thomas Peach. Peach has made the start, so he might get the 6, and Becker has let Cook get inside him there. Becker battling back, and he's got round him. Wolbert's really piling on the pressure on Thomas Peach. He wants to be a bit careful here. He could overdo it. Look at this from Wolbert. Oh my goodness. What an unbelievable pass by Wolbert. What a signing this man is. Becker's still got that third place. Cook's got him under pressure. Cook hard up inside. Whoa! Almost took Becker off there. But the sensational ride by Kevin Wolbert has nullified the TR. Becker coming back powerfully. And whoa, that was so close. I think Cook got it by a tyre. Well, that was an unbelievable race, both back and front. And Wolbert's pass. Well, I thought he was attempting the impossible going round that man Peach, because he doesn't leave much room. Wolbert missed the flag as he comes round on his victory lap, dropped it, but that was just unbelievable by Wolbert. Kevin Doolan, Ryan Fisher, Andre Compton and Michael Rajkowski, who sometimes wins this one from gate 4. start was totally wrong. But Rajkowski, incredibly, has gone to the front again, like he did last week from gate 4, which he loves. The referee seems to be willing to let anything go at the start. Here comes Fisher. My God, that's ferocious. And Doolan's come down. But there's no stoppage while the referee, as I say, is letting anything go. Doolan's come off the track. Matthew Weathers said, can we put Rajkowski on gate 4 in every race? Monarchs must wish that. He may not win it, but he's certainly created an extraordinary performance once again. Here comes Compton up the inside. Rajkowski's still hanging on there. Oh, a wobble there by the pole. He's gone too wide, has he? Up the fence, he's won it again. That's unbelievable. Well, Doolan's complaining. He wasn't complaining about the start, I don't think, because he got a flyer. But I must admit the referee is letting too much go. He's letting too many false starts go. And Doolan was in an awkward position there, although it wasn't particularly unfair, I didn't think. Fisher went hard up inside him, but he didn't hit him. Just put him in an awkward place. But the race should have been stopped at the start. It should have been stopped at the start anyway. Gate 14, Aaron Summers, Andre Compton, Matthew Weathers, who's unbeaten at the moment, and John Branney. Another pretty uneven start there, and it's Andre Compton who's gone to the front. And Weathers and Summers queuing up, and actually Summers slightly balking Weathers there, I think. Matthew will not be overly concerned, I don't think. Whoops. I think it's getting slippery now because the rain's on again. Well, they've done very well to get this match on. It rained for 3 days solid. Matthew Weathers is slithering all over the place there, and I think all of a sudden the rain's causing problems. Andre Compton's winning by a mile this time. I think his bike might be struggling more than he is. Monarchs share the race. They're well and truly home for all the points. They were before this race started. And we've got one race to go. I wonder if it might be called off before we get to that stage. It's not very wet, but it's on top of an already very wet track.
Well, just before Heat 15, let me pop in here to remind you that you can drop John and myself a line with any shout-outs or requests. Email John and Liam at edinburghmonarchs.co.uk. That's also the address to send any questions you have for our Sunday lunch sessions, all of which are now uploaded and available to watch on the Edinburgh Monarchs official website. And we do indeed have a couple of birthday shout-outs this week. First one goes out to Andy Cochran. Happy birthday, Andy. Andy's a sponsor of Dale Devils riders Lewis and Gregor Miller. And that's from Andrea, her sisters, their angel mum Anne, the Millers and Stella Omada. That's the first of two we've got, in fact first of three we've got today. We also have a happy birthday to Colin Frame, part of the Dale Devils sponsors Stella. and he's a big part of the reason that the Dale Devils are returning to the track in 2020. That's from his family, the Cochrans, and everyone at Stellar. And of course, we'd also like to wish a happy birthday to Graham, our very own Graham Campbell, for yesterday. All the great work he does here on EMTV. Happy birthday once again, Graham. John.
Yeah, thanks, Liam. We'll be joined this Sunday by 4 times Scottish Open champion Rory Schlein. So take your questions in and join us from midday on Sunday, when we'll be chatting with the Drew Boy. Also mentioning the survey as well, to help understand the changing mood amongst the Monarchs support. We have another survey out if you want to check that out on the Monarchs webpage. And well done also to everyone as part of the Monarchs 100 who raised over £3,700 last Saturday. Well done and a great job, and always get well helped here at the Monarchs. We'll be back next Friday with another EMTV Rewind, which will be delving deeper into the archive and pull out some great matches from the Powder Hall era, so keep an eye open for them. As I said, we'll be back on Sunday with Sunday Lunch with Rory Schlein. Join us from midday and we'll see you then. Enjoy Heat 15.
Heat 15, all 3 points in Monarch's bag. It's Kevin Doolan, Matthew Weathers, Thomas Peach and Kevin Wolbert. And Wolbert hits that outside line, and he's gone to the front superbly again. It is wet now, so I hope the riders get round okay. Thomas Peach in second spot, Matthew Weathers at the back, pressing Doolan. Nobody needs to do anything silly. Wolbert's gained the lead and he's well ahead. Weathers going for the big outside run on Doolan. Probably in an impossible place out there. Last lap of the match. One of the best performances of the year by the Edinburgh Scott Waste Monarchs. And that man in particular, Kevin Wolbert, unbelievable. And look at Weathers, oh dear, he's fallen off on the last bend. Hopefully he's okay, trying to the last, the captain of the team. He had a lot to do with putting Monarchs in a winning position, and finishes in the mud. But a terrific victory, and Kevin Wolbert, an absolutely unbelievable performance. 13 points. And one of the most sensational overtakes we've seen here for a long time in the race with Thomas Peach. Another great ride there. Monarchs have a very special signing in the German champion. Well, the Monarchs out on their bikes tonight instead of the parade truck, and they've performed brilliantly tonight, in my opinion. One of their best performances of the season. It was a very tough looking match against Workington with 2 guests in and some controversy with the absence of Adrian Rummel, but the Comets never showed really. They tried hard enough, but the Monarchs were just too good for them, and I haven't seen them that good for quite some time. Ryan Fisher got 9 from 4, and he was caught out in one of the ragged starts in Heat 13. Nothing wrong with Ryan's performance at all. Max Dilger 1 from 3, he's still struggling. Kevin Wolbert, magnificent, 13 points from 5 rides. He is quite sensational. Matthew Weathers 8 and 3 from 5, he rode very, very well indeed. Michael Rajkowski, the usual curious mixed performance, finishing with a brilliant Heat 13 victory. Here we go, some donuts from the Weathers and Wolbert, who are forming an incredibly good pair for the Monarchs. Alan Bridget won't be too pleased to see the track being cut up. Maybe Kevin doesn't know the crowd are on the other side. But spectacular stuff from Wolbert. On the Workington side, Kevin Doolan got 10 and 1 from 5 and took Heat 13 in good part in the end. Trent Leverington 2 from 4, not a very effective guest really. Thomas Peach was a more effective guest. He got 10 from 5, but no race wins. Andre Compton 9 from 5. He got 2 of the 3 race wins that Comets got. Craig Cook I thought was very good, even though his score 2 plus 1 from 4 doesn't really show it. And John Branney also effective with 6 plus 2 from 7. Aaron Summers is Monarch of the match. Yes, he rode very well. Might have thought it would go to Kevin, but he got it last week. So terrific stuff from the Monarchs tonight. They've got another match here tomorrow. For tonight, that's it. Good night from Armadale.